Hello, Nicoletta. My name is Patty, and I'm the Scalapay AI assistant here in HR. I've taken a look at your CV, and I found it very interesting. I'd love to learn more about you by going over some additional details so we can get a fuller picture of your profile. This conversation is designed to give you the chance to share more about your experiences and ask any questions you might have. I want this to feel like an opportunity for us to connect, so feel free to ask about the position or the process at any point, and we can revisit anything at the end. Before we begin, I want to make sure you're comfortable with this process. It will take around 5 to 10 minutes, and I promise your responses will be handled with care. Our system is well trained to avoid bias, and everything will be reviewed by a real person afterward. Does that sound good to you? Shall we continue?
Of course, I'm very curious to try this new approach. Go ahead.
To start, could you tell me more about what drives you in your career? What are the core values that guide your work?
I'm a dreamer, but my feet are deep in the ground. I was born in the Dolomites, and my afternoons were spent in the garden playing with stones, trees, and with the kitties. So, my connection with nature started when I was just a child, and step by step, I realized that being a good person makes me feel good. Nowadays, I work as innovation designer with a deep focus on sustainability, driven by immense curiosity. I feel that my purpose is connected to shaping a better world and also a more fair world, while inspiring or helping people enhance their talent. Making things happen and connecting the dots comes kind of natural to me, so if I can be helpful to others, why not?
Thank you for sharing that, Nicoletta. It's clear that sustainability and innovation are deeply connected to your core values, and I can see how your background in nature has influenced your approach to your work. Could you walk me through a recent project where you faced a challenge and how you approached solving it? I'd love to hear how you typically navigate obstacles in your work.
Lately, I designed a notebook for a startup to tickle the creativity of professionals. The goal was to open up the B2B market for a tiny house in the nature. So the challenge was shifting from a product that was built for B2C and creating something useful for different type of people. I started with data, studied some methods, I investigated various techniques, and led the graphic part with the communication agency I used to work. After months of trials and prototyping, we were finally ready to launch the product and test the market fit in different direction. It's going to be a very exciting final stretch of this journey.
It sounds like you approach challenges with a methodical and data-driven mindset while ensuring creativity through collaboration. In this project, how did you ensure that both creativity and practicality were balanced, especially when working with a team that had different perspectives?
I feel that my mindset helps me balance practicality and creativity. So it was not too hard for me. I started from the company's goal, so to create a service or product that helps individuals step out of their comfort zone and use their senses to experience the world. Then I share my thoughts with the rest of the team and we build on it together, each one contributing with their specific talent and role. Continuous checks and feedbacks really helped. We also invited 5 people to live the experience, and my role was to stay neutral and just listen to how they felt, what they did, what they didn't do. From there, I understood that a small pivot was necessary, but overall the project worked well. I was even moved by some of the experiences shared.
Thank you, Nicoletta. It's clear that you excel at blending creativity with practicality and have a collaborative approach that welcomes feedback. It's also impressive how you balance neutrality and active listening when gathering insights from others. Let's talk a bit more about innovation management. In the role of Open Innovation Manager at Scalapay, you would be scouting startups and driving collaborations. Could you share a time when you had to evaluate or work with external partners or startups, and how you ensured the collaboration led to meaningful innovation?
Sure, I do this type of work as a freelancer, but I also did it at my previous company, Life Gateway. I use the same approach as I do with my other project. As a service design is kind of design thinking is embedded in my mindset, and I always start by listening, investigating, then prototyping, testing, and finally implementing the solution. I would first need to understand the company's goal and define some initial criteria for the startup scouting. Then I will organize some meetings with strategic partners to see if any startup in their portfolio align with our need. I would also ask them to share our call for startups through their network and validate other potential opportunities, asking them what they are working on and offering support where needed.
It sounds like you have a strong process for approaching collaborations and partnerships, which aligns well with what we're looking for in the Open Innovation Manager role. I appreciate your thoroughness in defining criteria and building relationships to uncover new opportunities. In this role, you'll also be guiding ideas from concept to implementation. Can you share an example where you took an innovative idea and successfully turned it into a tangible outcome? What steps did you take to ensure both innovation and practicality throughout the process?
One of the projects I'm really proud of is a deck of cards I designed to help companies and startups build a sustainability vision. I got the idea after meeting many companies that had good intention, very good intention, but lacked of coherence in execution. The cards take teams on a linear journey from understanding who they are, what is their market, their objectives, to identify actions and aligning with their budget. This product was awarded by ADI, Associazione Design Italiano, as one of the best in service design 2023. Starting with a scalable approach, we built different products that are still being sold by my former company and through my freelance work as well.
That's an impressive achievement, Nicoletta, and it really highlights your ability to bring innovative, practical solutions to life, especially in such a meaningful area like sustainability. It seems like you're not only creative, but also very structured in your approach, which is essential for driving innovation at Scalapay. Before we wrap up, do you have any questions for me about the Open Innovation Manager role or the next steps in the process?
Yes, please. I would like to know what the outcome of this conversation will be and how it will help HR manager understand if I am a good fit.
The output of this conversation will be a detailed report highlighting your key skills, experiences, and how they align with the requirements for the Open Innovation Manager role at Scalapay. Specifically, we'll be looking at your ability to drive innovation, collaborate with external partners, and execute practical solutions, particularly in fast-paced, dynamic environments. The report will also touch on how your values, communication style, and problem-solving approach fit within Scalapay's culture and objectives. Regarding next steps, your profile will be reviewed by the HR team alongside other candidates, and you'll hear back from us within the next week. If successful, the next step would be a deeper conversation with the hiring manager to discuss specifics of the role and expectations in more detail. Also want to mention that we take privacy and data security very seriously. Your responses will be stored in compliance with GDPR regulations and will only be used for the purpose of evaluating your application. Do we have your permission to securely store and use this data?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Patty. I didn't feel like I was talking to an AI.
Thank you, Nicoletta. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and I wish you the best of luck with the rest of the process. Have a wonderful day.